All right, a little bit of an unboxing and install today. We have the RNG front sliders. They call them fork protectors, FP0175BK. They're calling these for a Ducati Multistrada 1200 or S 15 and on. But it's a crossover part number. We'll be working, or we're told they're working for the Ducati Monster 797 Plus 2020 as well. So let's take a look. All right. So we got two nylon locking nuts on each side, one on each side. RNG. These are a nice quality polymer. We use the RNGs on the backs. The back spools have been great for us. The fronts were not in stock. They just came in stock, so we grabbed them. We've used RNG, we've used Speedy Moto, we've used quite a few different companies. What you're looking for is a quality plastic part. If it does hit the ground, you know, you want it to hold up and do its job. It's something that, you know, for us, that's not obnoxious, that kind of blends in and looks good with the bike. So we'll get these installed right now. All right, in order to assemble this, we're gonna need two 13mm sockets. What we're gonna do is we're gonna first take off these lock nuts. There's one. You have a metal washer in the slider. It's like a spacer. These come with a plastic tube on it. That's just to protect the rod, so we can go ahead and throw that away. All right, that's our lineup right there. And we will go ahead and get it installed. All right, so we have our parts laid out here, right? We have our lock nuts, we have our washers, we have our actual sliders, we have spacers, we have little adapter plates, machined adapter plates, which are quite nice. And then our long bolt, and then another machine adapter plate, spacer, slider, washer, and nut. Now the only two different parts here are this one and that one. Those are the ones to look out for. And the reason for that is the front axle is actually different sizes on these Monsters, and I guess Multistradas as well, and probably just about every Ducati. So the key is to make sure that we have the right fitting one. You can see this one fits in right here on the larger one. Fits in very nicely. You can look in from the top. It's a really nice fit, right? Fits in just like that, gives a nice flush mount. The smaller one, obviously too small for this side. Come around to this side. That smaller spacer fits in very nicely right there, creating a nice flush mount right there. So that's how we decide between the large one and the small one. The small one's gonna fit on this side, the large one's gonna fit on the other side. So what we're gonna do to start on this side is we're gonna take our large spacer. That one's on top. That guy, our washer. And we'll start with our first lock nut and get it down there just till it's hand tight. And then those pieces all together will be able to come straight through, and we'll line that right up, and that will fit in just like so. The other side is a similar process. We start with our fitment, then our spacer, and our Hold this on the side. Then our slider fits right over the top, nice and flush up against there. And then our washer and our lock nut. We're gonna want to put our left hand on the other side while we're pushing on it, just so we have some tension. And go to finger tight. From there, we take our two 13mm sockets, both on tight. You can do one at a time, or you can do them both at the same time, like I'm doing here. Just working through that lock nut. Those have a nylon lock nut on them, so you don't need any kind of Loctite. And again, we're just doing those moderately tight. This isn't keeping a bike together. We're just keeping spacers on. Just like that. You can see that both of them are nice and flush. And there's our RNG sliders.